The Seaport Museum is running out of cash right now. The ships benefit Howard Hughes Corporation. The letter was addressed to David Weinreb, the CEO of HHC, and his response was to say that he would commit to $150,000 annually for 10 years if we would give up our leasehold interests along Water Street. And I can also note that whenever we do sublease any of our spaces, we're currently acting illegally according to the lease, because the lease limits how we're able to utilize that space. But it's important to the museum to survive, to be able to make use of its spaces as much as possible so that we can monetize the capital. Howard Hughes has no reason to help secure the museum's existence because they would get the square footage as a matter of right under the 1981 lease after 6 months of vacancy. So if the museum doesn't utilize its spaces for 6 months, then by default it gets turned over to the Howard Hughes Corporation. So the City Museum has 3 months to go on the extension. The Seaport Museum and the City Museum are doing everything in our power to make this work, but in fact we have close to no winning cards in our hand. So it's a very dire situation that we're faced with.
The issues with the South Street Seaport Museum are much too large for Howard Hughes Corporation to solve.
And nothing's making sense. Nothing's coming together.
It's not getting done.
It's not getting done, and we can't afford to lose the museum. We made that very clear from day one.
What this committee really cares about is that the South Street Seaport Museum and its folks stay. And if you are on the Brooklyn Bridge side in that cart, what draws your attention to Lower Manhattan are those historic ships that are docked, and you want to be part of it. You want to come down to the South Street Seaport because of those historic ships. So it is the heart and soul of the Seaport, is that museum and your historic ships. So what I'm hearing tonight is that we need to do a resolution, that we actually need to get everybody in the same room. Howard Hughes, South Street Seaport Museum, EDC, Community Board 1, all pertinent elected officials, do a walkabout so we can go through those spaces, so we can't have people pointing fingers at each other about not understanding what's going back. And so we have a meeting scheduled probably for May 8th or May 9th. This meeting will happen before then, and then we can feed back that information to this committee then. Does that sound like that's something that would work out for the Seaport Museum? Would it work out for the Howard Hughes Corporation?
Sure.